piece of equipment, and then Special Reserve, and then you can choose between your Mako and Omega ground sets. The Omega ground set is more tactical, less defensive, and the Mako is more defensive.
Ooh, a ground one.
It wasn't intended, but here it is. We'll do space next.
Okay, let me switch to my weapon stuff.
I think I'll put some armor on.
Put some clothes on, Sarah.
It's kind of cold on this ship. Okay, so Jupiter Force has had a party on their starbase to show off the season at Tier 4, which is pretty cool. And this is the party on the instance inside the base. There might be a few people outside still. I'm not sure. Sure, they're making their way inside, and this is what we're looking at now. So we'll see people later.
You still there, Robert?
Yes.
when my game just DC'd. Didn't know if I'd DC'd from the internet or DC'd from the server.
Just the very cryptic server. Oh, here we go. Great idea. I'm currently recording some footage so I can actually do my weekly podcast tomorrow. Would you go ahead and tell me what you think of Season 7 and what it means for fleets and individuals?
Yes, I could.
By the way, let me introduce you. This is Admiral Nerion of the Mak'Tar fleet at the Mak'Tar.engine.com if you'd like to join.
Yes, come join us. We'll only kill you a few times.
Very well.
For fleets, well, I was going to say, should I start with the good or should I start with the bad?
Let's start with the bad, because then we can end it on the good news on what has been changed since the original launch of Season 7 and whatnot.
Yeah, still no reduction in some of the projects with a lot of the vanity projects, like fish tanks and that, still costing 200,000 lithium. Embassy also having projects that cost 200,000 lithium and not being scaled down. And then obviously with the changes to the reputation system, and then I know they're going to be fixing the tier 3 thing and taking that away so we can open our boxes next week. But still obviously only getting back to where we were before the update, and then that's still costing the lithium to get our endgame gear. Obviously they've, on a little good note with the fleet star bases, they've changed all the required DOS into commons, which is good, but also it will effectively boost the price on the exchange, which I've noticed a few common DOS starting to go up in price. But it does mean the very rares are getting cheaper. So on a personal level, when you're trying to get more very rares for your own duty officer list, it's cheaper. At the same time, they've also increased the price of on the lithium for the DOS on the Academy, which is annoying, from an increase of 500 for a very rare to 5,000. So apart from the ridiculous requirements, I think that's pretty much all the bad stuff I can think of off the top of my head. Foundry's just come back up, but we can't edit it. Private PvP queue is still down. So a lot of things still seem to be not working since the update, so it doesn't look like it's been a smooth update. Oh, it's my phone. Good things. The Vesta class is a nice ship. I haven't got it myself, so new content. The Romulan stuff is quite interesting. I do like the reputation system. I'm getting my Mark 10 Omega set ground faster than I would if I'd stuck with the old system, but obviously the space stuff is going to take me longer. So in the long run, I think the reputation system is good, and they have actually recently just scaled down the requirements on the projects that give you reputation to 20 hours. So that'll make getting through the tiers a lot quicker. What else can I think of? They initially took away the lithium from STFs, then added it back again when people kicked up a fuss. They took away one of the B-Tran dailies. That was another bad thing. Then they replaced the lithium you earned on the fleet action dailies, like the Big Dig, Klingon fleet action, and Gorn Advance. They replaced the dilithium with fleet marks, because for some strange reason they think we need more fleet marks. So I don't think we do. I think we've got plenty of ways to earn fleet marks, but I don't. So I'd say that's pretty much everything on Season 7. Promising content. Everything about it, the ideas they wanted were great. How everything was implemented, it wasn't implemented very well. And some things still need to be changed overall.
Great, yeah, excellent. And yes, going back to some of your points, is the fact that this is a record
for them in how quickly they responded to everybody saying, hey, wait a minute, I thought we were going to go ahead and get at least 600 and so much, dilithium for the STFs. And then they turned around and said, okay, maybe you're right, we're going to put that back.
Yeah, it's something they fixed. And it looks like they paid attention to the requirements for the reputation system, but at the same time, it's like, well, why aren't you paying attention to the requirements for the Starbase and Embassy projects? They've fixed the requirements and reduced those and the times, but they haven't done it for the other stuff yet. So I don't know, maybe that's halfway there. I mean, obviously they can see that, maybe if they're seeing that the reputation requirements are too high, maybe they'll start to see that the Starbase stuff is too high on some certain things.
We can certainly hope, but like I said, yes, more listening to us and coming back saying, okay, that was wrong, we'll add it back.
Yeah. Which they are doing a few things, and Carissa was my wife who also plays the game, was telling me that you were in the Red Alert chat with Daniel Stahl and put forward the suggestion about fleet. She said that you mentioned about the fleet alliances, which may be coming, or is an idea that he's happy to look into or something.
Yes, yeah. That was something that he was certain he would rather do that over top of increasing the maximum amount of players in a guild or a fleet.
Yeah, which would be good for us because I've got my fleet, you've got your fleet. We both have a character in each one, so. Whether they'd allow us to help each other with each other's projects, I don't know. That would be nice if they did.
Even if not, even if it would show some of the people, like you say you got a new character, say you got a new player in with either fleet, and nobody was on from the fleet that they joined, but somebody was on from an allied fleet, and then but they didn't have them on their friends list, so they could say, okay, hey, look, this guy is on an allied fleet and playing. Maybe I could see if he can help me.
Yeah, because there's nothing worse than logging on and thinking, oh, there's no one on, and we both have a similar setup with how we run things in our fleets, so we all get along. So when you've got two alliance fleets, it's a lot easier rather than trying to think, now who was that guy who was in that fleet with my friend that I can't remember his name. At least you can just I'll just look at the other fleet, see if anyone's on. Oh, hey, there you are, and just add people to your friends list. I mean, that's what I normally do. Anyone joins the fleet, add them to your friends. Makes things a lot easier when trying to group up and do stuff.
So, right, and so, I mean, anything they can add that would help out with certain aspects of the game would be well appreciated. Even if they just consider it, even if they come back and say, well, no, that's not really going to work for us, if so much as they consider it, it kind of, I guess at the end of the day, it feels good to have something you came up with considered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, with any game company, things are always going to be made that upset the player base, or some of them. Although lately they've seemed to be quite good at upsetting quite a lot of people, but they are seem to be making. It's not like they're ignoring it and just sort of sweeping it under the carpet rug. They're actually trying to rectify things for players. So maybe they are going to come around, and we'll eventually see reductions in requirements for projects and that, and they'll take in. They generally any suggestions they like and they want, they have. If we look over the period that Stowe's been running, they have actually brought in, things that I mentioned, since the release of Stowe. Oh, yeah, that's something I want to bring in, and it's not happened within like a few weeks or a month, but a few months down the line, or when one of the season updates has come out, they've brought something in that people have wanted. Most of the time.
Right. All excellent points. I want to thank you for the interview.
That's all right. I'll send you my bill.
Gladly paid. Again, that was Admiral Nerion, actually Fleet Admiral Nerion in the Mak'Tar fleet. Certainly that's not an in-game rank, but that is their part of their ranking system for their fleet, and just very much means he's the Grand Poobah in charge of a lot of stuff. Of course, there's a Poobah above him that's the grander Poobah, but, you know, in the end, they do about the same amount of work. And again, if you want to look into joining them, they have a forum website over at engine.com. It's the Mak'Tar, all one word. And Mak'Tar is spelled M-A-K-T-A-R, and of course you know how to spell the. I hope you do anyways. And, you know, so themaktar.engine.com, and you can go ahead, look at their website, and apply if you want.
Excellent.
So Season 7 has been live for a little over a week, and for the most part, it appears to be something worth playing. With anything, with any release, there are bound to be certain bugs. Some bugs that they thought they had wiped out here on Holodeck that apparently were still running around on on the Tribble test server, and that, you know, just didn't. They certainly weren't active on the test center, but when they came back to live or holodeck, they reactivated, and they have to go back and kill those bugs again. The Foundry is at least back on for the being able to play, and I believe grade missions. Or maybe not grade. I don't think you can grade them yet, because there's still no way for anybody to edit them and fix anything that was messed up by the new updates. But that is a work in progress, promised for next week. So certainly within the next month, we would expect it to be done. It'll be good. So a lot of great things are hopefully coming soon. The Ambassador will be in game at some point in the next 2 to 3 months, maybe sooner, maybe right in that ballpark. Some more FEs. We're about 2 months out, a little 2.5 months, 2.25 months out from year 3. A lot of the devs are getting excited about some stuff they're going to put out. The holiday events coming up here in December again. You know, back to racing on the ice and a few other things. So anything you didn't complete last year, plus some new stuff this year. Again, I want to thank Admiral Nerion from the Mak'Tar fleet for talking to me about his take on Season 7, what he likes, what he dislikes, what he notices other people seem to also like or dislike. Got any comments on what you like or dislike about Season 7? Post a video response, or response, just a regular old text response underneath the video here on YouTube. And I think that's the episode for this week. I think what I've decided is going to happen is when there's something to test on Tribble, like a serious season update or a serious update to something like the SDF or a Q or something, I will go and take an honest, serious look at that. But during the non-testing seasons, I will go ahead and we'll have a weekly update on, well, what got updated this week, what's planning to be updated next week. What did Daniel Stahl say today? Who interviewed Daniel Stahl today? Who interviewed Brandon Brandflakes Feltzer, the community manager for the forums, just, who said what, who did what, and if it's a 10-minute episode for the week or a 15-minute episode for the week, maybe 30 at most for non. I think that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to set a hard cap of 30 during the non-Tribble test periods. So when there's nothing to really test on Tribble, the most we should be going is 30 minutes. When there is something to test, I'm going to set the limit to between 45 minutes and an hour. That way the video is not too long and boring, but it's also not too short. Get as much of the testing as we can in as it comes along. Everything they add as they add it will get tested. If I miss anything, I'll either ask other people about what they tested or whatnot. Got a fleet, want to be interviewed? Drop me a line and I'll get you on my Mumble server, and we'll get to talk, and while I record a little bit of gameplay, whether we're playing on a team together or we're just sitting in the game together, or sitting in the game separate, or if I'm the only one in the game, and we'll get some views going on. So that's it for this week. Thank you.